If you are the Warriors, do you cut bait with Draymond Green now? That is the poll question. Drop it in the chat below. Smitty, let me start with you right out the gate before we get into the show. Do you cut Draymond Green now?
You don't cut him now, but this is his final days. These are Draymond Green's final days with the Golden State Warriors. If you saw Steph Curry's reaction, nah, this is different. This is different, bro. Look, me and you were pretty good at reading people, and I read Steph last night. And after Draymond got ejected, man, Steph was so frustrated. He was hurt. He was pissed. He was kind of sad to the point where he literally started coming to tears last night after Draymond got teed up and ejected, because it gets to a point when you know that someone is not going to change. When someone tells you who they are, believe them. When they show you who they are, believe them. And Steph has been battling mentally with this whole concept of being loyal to the people who helped him get to this point. Draymond, Klay, etc., the big three. And he knows that this is it and that this big three is about to be split. He knows for a fact. In order for him to continue his legacy and have an opportunity to win another chip, he knows that he can no longer do that with Draymond Green next to him. Not because Draymond Green is not still a really good player and a great asset on the basketball court. The problem is, man, like his skills at this point of his career does not outweigh his immaturity on the court. And he cannot, no matter how hard he tries, he cannot stop being Dre. Like you said, like Draymond is Draymond. It's almost like you in a jokingly way, where like JB gonna talk, he gonna talk some shit on this show. Now JB has cleaned up a lot. Before I came on the show, you go back and listen to some old show. Listen now, he's cleaned up a lot. But then every now and then, somebody in the comments might say something crazy, and JB's gonna JB, and that's what it is. And like I'm okay with that, because that's who I know he is. I don't think Steph's okay with that with Draymond no more, because the good is not outweighing the bad anymore. The bad's outweighing the good, and they're fighting for a damn playoff spot. You can't get ejected right now when the Rockets are literally right there behind you, and every loss could mean you not being in the play-in. So that's where I'm at. I think, you know, they finish the season off, whatever that means, and then they go ahead and find a new home for Draymond.
Yeah, I'm a little different thinker. I've been saying to cut him for a while. There's a reason why Steph acted the way he acted last night, because he already knew what you just said. So why would you continue to keep a dude that you should have cut before? See, this isn't the first time. Steph didn't just start crying because, again. No, come on, man. How many chances does a motherfucker get? I'm tired of hearing about this motherfucker. Like, let's just be real with it. And stop acting like you're the victim, Draymond. Like, this is the worst part. The audacity that you always are like, why me? Like, it's unbelievably hard to watch. And I lost respect for Steph Curry's monotone, real laid-back personality that all of us, I think, enjoy. And he's never done too much crazy shit. You never really see him bitching and moaning, which I've always liked. He kind of got the old soul in that regard, like his dad did. But last night, the crying shit and all that, there's leaders that are born to lead, and then there's leaders that are massaged into being a leader. Steph is that guy. His daddy massaged him into being one. He's not a born one, because there's no way in the world that if you think this had been going on and this happened again with a Kobe Bryant-led team, with a Michael Jordan-led team, with the Larry Bird-led team, that's happening. There's no crying. I'm choking the fuck out of you. We got a major problem, dog. You are a shitbird. You have cancered up our team. We are trying to get in the play-in. I'm playing my ass off. 4 minutes into a game, you deflate the whole organization. 4 minutes in against a good Orlando team who I think had won 8 or 9 in a row. So there's no time to cry. I lost a lot of respect for Steph for that reason. You called me crazy or whatever, but I just wish Steph would have went over there and been. I want to see the guy that checks this motherfucker. Like, yeah, why are we?
That's not Steph though. Like, Draymond's the enforcer on that team. He's the leader who does the checking. That's the problem. He is that guy. Steph has never been that guy. Why would you expect him to do that? Why would you lose respect on somebody who you know that's not who they are? That makes no sense.
Then don't cry.
I don't think he meant to cry, JB. Like crying is like a natural thing that happens sometimes.
What do you mean meant to cry?
Like he decides to cry. Like, I'm gonna cry right now. No, the shit happened. He was fucking emotional. He was pissed.
So cry, cussing his ass out. I want to see some shit. I want to see somebody check him. Who's gonna check the motherfucker? I'm just curious. The head coach don't. Kerr's scared of the motherfucker. He literally moved out the way when Draymond's walking off the court. I would have been grabbing that motherfucker.
The GM's gonna check him by cutting him or trading him. They can't cut him. They can't cut him because he's in the middle of $100 million contract.
Smitty, how many times has this happened, dog? This ain't the first fucking time. Why are we making excuses for this motherfucker? Not you. I'm just saying, why am I seeing nothing but excuses on the internet about this man?
Because JB, you understand
this motherfucker, dog. When is enough, homie?
It's now because they're not winning.
Later,
they're not winning anymore. They had 4 rings, and you have came on the show multiple times and explained your opinion that you think Draymond was. I don't want to say the wrong thing, but at least one of the most important reasons why the Warriors have won, which I agree.
When he was a player.
Right, which I agree. So when he was
a player, dog.
But listen, so when he was doing all that shit, that's why they were keeping him. You gotta remember, they just won a ring 3 years ago, if I'm not mistaken.
But that's what I'm saying. He hasn't been a player since then.
I'm saying 3 years ago, you just won a ring 3 years ago. Like, that's not a long time ago. So like what I'm saying is
a long time ago in the league, man. When you're not winning after a couple of years, now you start. They're firing coaches after a year after winning.
You're right. After a couple years of not winning. So this is a couple years after not winning, which is why I'm telling you this is it. They're not going to cut him. First of all, you can't just cut him. You got to trade him because he's in a $100 million contract that doesn't end until 2026, 2027. He's a player option. So you can't just cut him, number one. Number two, it's the end of the season right now. You might as well finish the season off and then go from there.
You can suspend them and say you're done for the season. You absolutely can do that. Number one, he already missed 16 games. Missed 16
from suspension because they
missed 16 games. That was an NBA suspension. So I'm trying to figure out, like, when do you cut him? Like, addition by subtraction is a real thing, as we say on the show. Like, there is, dog. How does that team? So let's be real here. You've played in teams. You've played on teams where you've had to have to deal with certain things that you aren't comfortable with, right? We've all had that.
Mm-hmm.
But not after 17 fucking occurrences. How can you go to practice today and look this motherfucker in the face and have a solid day of practice and thinking all things are good again? How can you coach this dude as the coach? How can you be around him as Steph Curry, as he just cried on national TV? How can you be around him as Klay? The rest of these young cats. He's a bad example for Kuminga. He's a bad fucking example for all those young, talented dudes that they have on that team. And you gotta cut bait now. Fuck trading them. Your season is done. Let's just keep it 100. Your season is basically a sinking ship right now. They have no shot. Go ahead and get in as the fucking play-in 10 seed guy, whatever you want to do. This is an imploding ship. We know it. Everybody knows it. Kerr knows it. And it's time to say, you know what? We're going to live or die by what we believe in, and that's not with playing with you. Like, there's no way you can have that dude come in your locker room today, dog.
This ain't college, though, JB. That's like that. If you was coaching college, I would agree with you. But this is NBA. It's big business, big money, big contract. You can't just, like, you're not about to just cut this guy right now.
Let him do whatever then.
No, finish the season off.
It's talking about it.
It's the end of the season, JB, is what I'm saying.
Exactly.
It's a handful of games left, and you might have just made the playoffs. So finish the season off and then move on, is what I'm saying. Like,
dog, this is the reason why you set the tone now for next year. You don't set the tone next year for now.
So you saying just give up the rest of the season now?
There ain't no giving up. I'm setting the tone. Players, step up. We're going to see where you're made out of. Next year's next year. You act like they're the 2 seed. These motherfuckers are.
That don't matter. The Miami Heat made the finals as like an 8th seed last or 7th seed. Was it last year?
They're a sinking ship, though. Like, this isn't a team that is thriving on a hot streak going into the. They just beat Miami and Orlando on the road, 2 big wins, and this is neglected by this. And Latrell, it doesn't matter about what Draymond is. You keep talking about what he is. He's not that no more. He's not the beat of their team no more. So stop acting as if Draymond Green is the beat of their team. Latrell just like shitbirds that talk shit, and I love that about him. But
I was a long time fan of Draymond too, because Draymond reminded me of myself in the sense of like he's an undersized cat, kind of had to find his own lane. You know what I'm saying? Like odds against him, Midwest. So there's a lot about Draymond that I like, but it got to a point where he's out of control now. That's the problem. That's why I've had to take a step back, because he's out of control. On the basketball court, he still helps Steph out tremendously, because they have this natural, like, they don't even have to communicate verbally, and they just have this timing down pat when it comes to knowing where Steph wants the ball at, when to pass to him, like this whole pick and pop situation they have going on, where he makes Steph's job a lot easier. And you saw Steph kind of struggle last night. He only had 17 points, if I'm not mistaken. He made the big time dagger shot at the end, but part of that is because Draymond's not on the court. So Draymond still is a value add on the court from a defensive standpoint and a standpoint of their offense being able to run it a little easier, where Steph doesn't have to be the on ball guy as much.
Draymond has made zero fucking impact this season at all. He's been a distraction at anything. He's a distraction. What has Draymond Green done? Like, this is real talk. And I don't know, Latrell, you coach, dog. Like, I'm disappointed as you as a coach right now, Latrell. What has this man done for your team? You are a fucking 10 seed. Like, can we honestly be real here? You're not a 2. If it's a 2 seed in the NBA, yeah, I got to deal with this cancerous motherfucker. You're a 10th seed. It is a telltale sign this ain't the guy, bruh. So you're not only losing, now you're taking it in the ass from this motherfucker every day. You got to deal with him. Fuck out of here with that shit. You're a 10th seed, homie. You're not the goddamn 1. Come on, man. Cut bait. He's done. This is a 10 seed team sinking with a shitbird, ultimate shitbird on your team. He's no longer the shitbird enforcer that is a benefit to your roster. He's now the shitbird cancer that has you as a 10th seed because he's missed 16 games. So keep making it make sense for all you fucks that like him out here. Keep making defense, keep defending him. Keep making excuses for him. The facts is, like Smitty says, facts, they're a 10th seed. He's a cancer, and he's missed 20 games. So go ahead and massage all that into why you keep him.
All I'm saying is keep him for the rest of the season. That's all I'm saying. It's not like it's August. It's the end of the season. Let's finish this thing out. Let's see if they can go on a run.
There's no reason to keep him around the roster, though. There's no reason to keep him. Like, seriously, there's no reason to keep him. Just to say you kept him?
No, like, I mean, again, there are basketball reasons, JB. Like, again, Draymond's stats have never wowed you. You have to, when you watch the actual games and seeing the scheme that they run, Draymond is a huge value add to their offensive scheme and being like that point forward, you know. And then on defense, he's always been their defensive leader. That's what he's always been. Even at his older age, he's still that defensive leader on the court. So when he's on the court, he still adds value. But in my opinion, all the extra stuff has kind of overshadowed and outweighed that point, the value that he's added. So I'm agreeing that they should move on, but finish the season out. It's just bad business. Like you're in the middle of he just signed a 4-year, $100 million contract that doesn't end until 2026, 2027, which he has a player option. It doesn't make sense to just suspend the rest of the year and just cut them and just look like they're not gonna put on Russell Wilson and just have all that dead cap money. It's different with basketball. You can have that money just sitting there like that. You only got 12 fucking spots on the entire team. You can't afford having $100 million just down the drain. You got at least try to trade them. Like, come on now, you got to try to.
I don't have my personal opinion is my personal opinion. All you guys have your own. You need to send a message to that team going forward. This is the team. We're going to make decisions. We're going to change some things. We're not happy being a 9th seed. Last year, we were a playing team. This year, we may not even get in. The common denominator is one guy. And now we got to get rid of that guy and get better talented guys around Steph if we're going to keep Steph. Because we can keep it real. Klay's probably gone. Draymond's gone. Like, if Klay's just, listen, I love Klay to death. I thought Klay was the heart and soul of that team because he played defense. He could get hot. He can fucking shoot you back in the game. That's no longer the Klay we grew up, or not grew up, we watched over the last 10 years. That's just not him.
I do think he's a good. I think he's a good 6 man though. I mean, he did drop 25 the other night.
You don't need that.
Had 15 last night. You know, I think he's a good 6 man at this point.
But you don't need that 6 man no more. 6 man now. You need a young go getter. You need a monk. You need a monk coming off Sacramento's bench. You need a young guy that can move, jump, you know, be flashy, like come off the bench and get a fast break dunk. Klay is. I love Klay to death, but he's not. He's no longer that guy. It is what it is. Unfortunately, we see it in the NFL. We see it in baseball. We see it in basketball. In all sports, people die out after major injuries. He's one of them. I mean, he completely is a shell of himself. So, like, it's time to move on. And if you're that guy, if you're the coach, you got to say, hey, it's time to move on. Let's go. Like, we got to show you this is what we're doing. And it is what it is, dog, because let's seriously. We sit here and talk about this all the time on the show. Y'all are always defending cats that are, what do we call it? Tanking for for draft picks. So why now are you defending a team that's a fucking 10th seed and you're okay with trying to play with this cancer, but you're okay with tanking in the NFL for rosters for fucking draft picks? Make it make sense, man. Cut this motherfucker. You're not making it to the NBA Finals. You're not getting out of the West. So basically, in essence, you're tanking. So just call it what it is. We talk about tanking in the NBA and the NFL every year. Coaches have been caught doing it. Now all of a sudden you're defending this motherfucker? Keep it real, man. Latrell, stop. Y'all are cool with tanking, but you're not cool with letting this shitbird go with 8 games left. There's 8 games left, Smitty, not 30. This is over. Set the tone, make a fucking stand. Tell your guys this is what it is. Draymond, thank you for your services. Dismissed. Like it is what it is. Cat Williams' ass. Let's dive into this shit, Smitty. The Lakers played with LeBron without AD last night. I was going to go ham if the Lakers lost. They almost gave it up. I can't believe they allowed 136 points to Memphis or some shit. They have to outscore them.
124 to 136. Lakers won.
136, 124?
Yep.
They scored 136, my bad. Their younger guys are starting to ball. The ball's moving a little bit. I'm glad it moved last night from the night before when LeBron didn't play.
LeBron a triple-double, 23, 12, and 14. Rui though, like the young guy, 32 points, 10 rebounds. That's a big-time game.
Gonzaga product. The Lakers just scare me, dog. You don't know what team they are. They're balling right now. They're playing well right now.
But everything you just said about the Warriors, I mean, the Lakers is also with a 9 seed. So should they say F it and just they're not going to win the championship? They should just go ahead and blow this thing up. Go ahead and cut AD. Go ahead and the Lakers. I'm saying the Lakers are a 9th seed right now. They're a 1 seed above, I think, the Warriors. So
yeah, but look at the 2 teams, Smitty.
Are they tanking? Are they?
But one's going forward. One's won 10 out of 13 games. The other one hasn't. One's on a high, one's not. Now the Warriors just won 2 in a row.
I'm about to say the Warriors won 2 in a row.
Well, they won 2 in a row on the road, but let's look at the last 15 games. The Lakers are a team that's hot, one of the hottest teams in NBA right now. So
I hear you.
Let's be honest. Look at the 2 teams, Smitty. You know enough basketball. Tell me who has a better shot at winning the title.
I'm gonna be real with you. Neither one of them teams are winning the title. But if you put a gun in my head, I know if you put a gun in my head and I have to answer, I'm saying the Lakers.
Of course, it's the Lakers. Anyone knows the Lakers have a better chance. Yeah,
but LeBron, they're not winning though.
Thinks is a guy, so you're gonna have a guy like him. You have AD if he gets hot and he's healthy, one of the best players in the NBA, and you get a streaky perimeter game. And if you get Prince and Vanderbilt back healthy, you get a perimeter edge defender in Vanderbilt, which they have not had in a long time. And now you start to shore up the perimeter. Their perimeter defense is horrific. They can't defend the guard play. So if they get Vanderbilt back, and if they ever get Vincent back, they will have another shooter and a defender on the perimeter, which they have not had all season. So if those guys come back, shit, the Lakers have a much higher peak than the Warriors do. So are they beating Denver in 7? Probably not.
They're not.
But at least the Lakers have. The Lakers have some of the people to do so.
Yeah, I hear you. They got a better chance, but they not though. But I hear you.
I'm not saying they are. I'm just telling you if
but between the two,
I'm taking the Lakers over the Warriors right now as to a team to advance. I'm not taking a team that's sinking ship. It's just I've never seen it happen in all my years that you're going to take a team into the playoffs and expect them to win after all the shit they're going through. Like,
being real about that, whoever's the 7th and 8th seed, they're both probably going down first round. Lakers' best choice, though, their best option is to make that 7th seed so they can play the Timberwolves, because I like them better against the Timberwolves because they're young. But the way Anthony Edwards been playing, I know Karl Anthony Towns will be back. You got Gobert. I don't know. I'm gonna be real with you. I don't see neither. I see them having good series because LeBron is still a vet. He's still LeBron. He's still AD. But I ain't gonna lie. Regardless of whether it's 7th or 8th seed, I don't really see them winning either way. I think it's a wrap. I think the Warriors Warriors and Lakers, if they make the playoffs, they will be first round exits. I'm calling that right now on the show. And I'm a Lakers fan, but I got to keep it all the way.
I'm looking at the seeding, and I don't agree because the seeding is playing out to be a Lakers fucking favorite right now. What it's hurting is the Clippers. See, the Clippers could have been on the opposite side of Denver and had home court advantage the entire playoff and played Denver in the Western Conference Finals for the only time they had to leave. But now the Clippers have been playing so shitty that now you're possibly playing Denver in the second round. You're possibly playing the Lakers in a play-in at Staples with the Lakers colors on the court. Let that sink in.
Yeah, but a lot has to. Well, you said the Clippers.
Yeah,
a lot has to happen though, because as of right now, Clippers are the 4th seed as of right now. And
but look at the game. Look at the separation. Look where the Lakers are. They're 2 games from going all the way up to 5.
It's crazy. It's
so
crazy.
Like, this is a very, very. The West has been this way since the play-in's been added for the last 3 years. You're 2 games away from moving up 4 spots, and you got Houston that's won 10 in a row, I believe. They're on a heater. They're a dangerous team with some young go-getters. You got Sacramento who owns the Lakers, and Sabonis owns AD the last 4 times they've played. You have the Thunder, who's just dangerous. I don't know if they can win in a 7-game series versus the Lakers or the Nuggets or Clippers for that matter, but the Clippers better figure it out. The Clippers transferring over to them, they got a $400 million payroll. They have had Kawhi Leonard and Paul George healthy most of the whole season this year. There's been no excuses. Ty Lue, this has been his worst coaching job. We always praise Ty Lue, and we give him a lot of credit for what he's done. The Clippers and this job that he's done this year has been his worst job. And I think the Clippers are just what I say they are all the time. They're the Clippers. Like, I don't get why people.
You think it's his worst job? And as of right now, they're a 4th seed. I know we're projecting and saying they got to do this, that, and the third, but as of right now, today, in the current moment, they have 45 wins and they are the 4th seed in the West. In the West,
team in the West since All-Star break. You can't do it, Smitty. Are they tanking or something I don't know about? Like, what? I don't understand. They are one of the worst teams in the West, other than the shithole teams, Utah. And I'm talking about they're one of the worst teams in the West since the All-Star break. Look at their record. Look what they've done the last 10 games alone.
The timing sucks because they won last night. I know it was close, but I don't care about close. A win is a win. You know, so the timing kind of sucks.
They lost 3 before that. Like, they've actually gotten dominated the last 3 games. Like, they've just not playing well. They're a team that's spiraling out of control. They're the Clippers. I'm never going to pick the Clippers to do anything, and they fucked me 2 days ago. And that's who they are. I just don't. They're just the Clippers, and this team has no excuse. You've had a healthy Kawhi, healthy PG, and you've had all your parts, and you go get Harden. You got Westbrook off the bench. I mean, you got 4 fucking Hall of Famers over there, and this team has no excuses. And I love when I hear the excuses for a $450 million roster. I love when I hear the Dodgers have they had bad luck. No, they have the highest payroll. They've choked off more World Series than they have won. Like, stop making excuses for these high-dollar teams and organizations. Like, the Clippers are who they are. The Chargers have been who they are for how long? There's these certain teams that just can't get out of the way. They have the richest owner in professional sports, Smitty. I can keep going on and on. They got a brand new stadium. They got a brand new arena. They got all this shit. Like, what are we making?
So what you saying right now, you saying the championship or bust is what you saying.
Fucking right. It's been that way for how long?
All right.
This is an organization, Smitty, that's yet to be in a finals. Not let alone win one. They've never even been one. And we're still talking about the Clippers every year. Like, I'm fucking tired of hearing about the fucking Clippers. They are who they are. By the way, the Lakers have dominated them this year, finally, and during the regular season, which scares me because they probably lose to them in the playoffs. But that's just kind of how it works. But this team is just not put together right for some reason. And it's not always, like I say, addition by subtraction is a thing, so is subtraction by addition. That team just maybe does. Some teams have loaded rosters. We see it every year, Smitty. You see it in the NFL. You see it in baseball. They just don't win. Continuity wins in a game like basketball. Continuity, brotherhood in a locker room of 12, 13 guys, 5 on the court at once. The next 5 coming in off the bench have to be on the same accord with those 5. There's too much. The Clippers there's too many alter egos on that roster. I just don't see it happening. And I'd much rather be in the Lakers shoes than the Clippers right now. That's just being real. But
wow, you're really high on these Lakers, and we're both Lakers fans. But I'm just seeing it differently than you. I know they're playing decently well right now.
They have a shot. I know they have a shot. That's the thing I see with them, because they still have AD and LeBron at the end of the day. No other team has those two. No other team.
Only way they got a shot is if they make it to a top. They got to get out the play-in. I'm gonna be real with you. They got to get a top 6 seed. If they in the play-in, it's wraps. You just said it. You know good and damn well they not being the Nuggets. You know that for a fact. There's no way in hell.
Lakers ain't playing the Nuggets in a play-in?
We don't know that.
The Lakers can't play the Nuggets in a play-in?
Why can't they?
What are you talking about?
No. I'm saying, depending how the play-in goes, they can end up being an 8th seed and having to play the Nuggets in the first round. That's what I'm telling you.
That's not the play-in.
I know, JB. I'm saying I'm assuming they win the play-in. I'm assuming they get in. Is what I'm trying to say. Okay, so when they get into the play-in, they're gonna be a. No, I'm not. If they get in the play-in,
they're a play-in, meaning 10 or 9. That's not what they are.
All right, let me explain it better. I apologize. If they get in the play-in, I'm projecting that they will win in the play-in and make a playoff spot, which means they'll be either a 7th seed or an 8th seed. If you're a 7th seed or 8th seed, you're playing either the Nuggets or the Timberwolves. You cannot. I will put any money up you want me to put. There's no way in hell Lakers are beating either of those teams, especially the Nuggets. The Nuggets are definitely not beating them. The Timberwolves will give them a slight little slight little advantage because they're young and maybe there's some hope there. But the way them young boys is running and playing, Anthony Edwards is playing right now. Anthony Edwards looking like Bean right now. I don't know if you saw this highlight he had the other night with the triple threat. This motherfucker looking like Bean, the way he footwork and the skill. So I'm not worried about it. I just don't see it. I just don't see it.
I'm not worried about Minnesota whatsoever. Gobert's always hurt. Towns always hurt. If they don't have those two guys, they're done. So stop miss me.
Towns coming back. Towns coming back.
Edwards ain't leading that team, by the way. Look what he did last night. What do you have? 9 points with no Towns? With no Towns in the roster, he had 9 points. Come on, dog. Don't compare that dude to Bean ever again in your life. That's not the guy yet. I love Anthony Edwards. I love his whole.
I'm about to say, bro, you need to chill. That's like
I love his
don't nitpicky. Anthony Edwards is a dog.
Look,
that's a fucking
I love his
dog.
mentality. I love his mindset. I think he is a dog, but you can't have 9 points without.
And they beat the shot like the game like they won.
I get it.
It wasn't even close.
But my point in the long terms of things, if no Towns playing, this guy's not carrying that team into a playoff team or roster and beat the Lakers in 7. They're not. I'm not worried about Minnesota. There are two bigs who they rely on, who they traded a lot for to get Gobert, is not on the court together ever. I'm not worried about the Minnesota Timberwolves. The Lakers own them in the playoffs history, and I'm not worried about them at all. History still matters. So,
well, Cat is supposed to be back for the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, supposed to be.
Unless something happens.
I'm worried, Smitty, about teams that have bigs that are special, like Towns, Embiid in Philly. that are coming off injuries, going into the playoffs with my big, who's the ball goes in and out of every single play, Embiid, the skill set he has, Towns, when they work the Edwards and Towns game. Without that, I'm not worried about either one of those teams, and I'm scared that my big is coming off an injury after being laid off for so long, and now we're getting ready to gear up for playoffs. It scares me to death.